armor from this dire form druid.
Oh, but the druid is going really hard. He's sorry, go ahead.
It's okay, you don't have to shoutcast if you don't want to. You can just give us
Oh,
analysis.
it's doing the worst stuff. I'm gonna kill this truck. I'm gonna go fast. See, okay, I'm done. No, it's over, man.
No,
I'm trying my best. No, you're laughing now. Bye.
No, it's amazing. Venruki versus Stream Snipe. Here we go. I did yak. Yeah, I did. You guys don't want to know what's going on behind the scenes here as the grenade, or I'm sorry, the Goblin Mortar lands onto Stream Snipe. Venruki, he's got a great opportunity for a big opener. The Kono Cold is resisted, however, but he gets the follow-up grenade. Stream Snipe now. Ready with the Intimidation stun into the Gnomish Death Ray, but Venruki blocks it up easily as he gets the 6 Demon Bag proc with the Fireball. That's big for Venruki. That's big damage, big burst. Stream Snipe is just stuck in place, and he's gonna go down here. You get to use a lot of interesting items, gap closers. It's very, very fast-paced, but good druids tend to slow it down with that bear form. So we'll see if Revery's able to do so as he pops into the bear form right away with the Demoralizing Roar, lowering the attack power of J-Law. But look at that. The Nature's Grasp is absorbed by the Barop Peasant of J-Law, so that's a big advantage for him as he catches Reverie out of form. Hand of Ragnaros proc as well. Reverie pops his AGM, but the damage from the Mace stun, the Mace specialization stun, locking Reverie in place alongside the Recklessness. Not sure if he has the Hand of Justice, but is opened on immediately by that Entangling Roots opener. He's able to get the intercept off, though, onto Reverie. Does he get big damage onto this Druid? No Mortal Strike debuff, but the deep wounds are ticking. Now J-Law without the Spider Belt to back him up, and with the Ornate Mithril Boots on cooldown, he's not able to break out of this route, but it heartbeats out. He gets the grenade. Does it land? It does. Reverie's exposed here. He's going to get hit with a Mortal Strike. No. He pops the Gnomish Cloaking Device. J-Law, though, immediately recovering as soon as he can. He should probably swap out some gear here if he's able to drop combat, but he's not because Reverie's all over him. But he gets intercepted once again. It's a big Mortal Strike out of form. Reverie popping bear form immediately. Demoralizing Roar to lower the attack power. J-Law's got to be careful here. He doesn't want to use his rage on Reverie in bear form, but the Hand of Ragnaros proc, the big fireball breaking through that armor, and the Mace stun to boot. Reverie forced to NS into a Mortal Strike, goes for the Entangling Roots, but the second Mace stun, big procs coming out from J-Law when he needs it, and he takes down the Druid. Here we go, cheap shot coming out from Valkor out of the stealth into the 5-point kidney, and there's big damage coming out onto Yabs. Exposed armor as well. Is this an SL lock or is it not? He is an SL warlock, but he took damage there like a mage as Valkor re-stealths back up, saps back up, and with the exposed armor there, this puts Yabs in a really, really tough spot, and Valkor, there's the backfire, though, onto the Gnomish Death Ray, onto Yabs. Horrible timing for that backfire. Valkor is sitting very, very healthy at 90% HP. Has got a Curse of Agony ticking on him, but he's not able to reflect the Death Coil. And there's the fear coming out from Valkor. No, it's resisted. He goes in for the gouge into the Cold Blood Abyss. Yabs in huge trouble. He's going to have to sack his Warlock, and he does. That Death Coil, though, keeping Yabs in this duel as Valkor vanishes into a Corruption. So no cheap shot opener for him there. No sap reset for him there. The Voidwalker is all over him as he tries to break through this Absorb Shield. He's going to have to deal with the second one if Yabs goes for the Feldom. There's the gouge, though. Onto Yabs, into the big Eviscerate at 1%, though, but the sack and the resisted kidney. But the second Evis, does it break the shield? It doesn't. Yabs does go down at the last second. Valkor there approaching heart attack status with that resisted kidney shot on this SL. And again, I just want to say a big shout out to Valkor. Despite being the most undergeared rogue in this tournament, puts on a clinic every time he plays and defies expectations each and every day as he opens up with a 5-point kidney. Once again, just huge damage from Valkor. Out of this 5-point kidney, Yabs already at 50% HP. So much less tanky than every other SL lock in this tournament, it seems, as he lands the grenade into the death coil. Does he get the fear off? It's the battle chicken, though, enraged and all over Yabs. Valkor looking to jump back into the fray. Once again, pops the evasion. Does he go for the gouge? No. He gets the 5-point kidney shot, but just in time for the sack is Yabs. So Valkor has Curse of Agony and Corruption taken down, as well as the Battle Chicken all over Yabs. He's going to be able to take him down this time. Pops the Whipperoo Tuber, but it's not going to be enough. The Shadow Burn finishes off the Hemo Rogue. And the two competitors split it 1-1. Going 5 out of 6 on the morning. So he's been playing out of his mind so far. We'll see if he's able to pick up a much-needed win against Trickster here. Again, his mage counterparts have done so well in this tournament. His best friend Zico at 18 wins, Zaryu at 22 wins, playing absolutely out of his mind as Venruki opens up with the polymorph into the Frostbolt Cone of Cold play. The Frostbolt, though, is reflected. That's a rank 1 Frostbolt, though, so not a big deal as he gets the improved counters play onto Trickster, into the Cone of Cold. Trickster trying to get his distance to Frost Nova, though. It looks like he dispels the Nova, but he's able to get his Power Word shield off, so Venruki's going to have a tough time breaking through this Priest's mitigation. Will he be able to do so? That's a rank 1 Frostbolt to slow down Trickster. He's got the full zoo on him. The chicken has not enraged yet, but the Arcanite Dragonling, the 600 gold item, whittling away at Trickster, who's almost completely Meanwhile, Venruki sitting in a great spot, gets silenced up, but he doesn't care. He takes the extra bandage stick instead. Trickster is completely out of mana here. No response against Venruki, who's about to go ham with the big Fire Blast crit. Another improved counterspell, preventing Trickster from casting. Even if he could, he's got no mana and he's got no health, as Ven finishes him off with the Arcane Explosion, or at least in position for a big Mind Blast. As Ven opens up once again with the Polymorph. Trickster not able to get a melee range for the Psychic Scream. Instead, forced to eat the Polymorph. It's not going to matter too much, though, as Ven opens up with a big Frostbolt. The Blackout Stun immediately onto Venruki in the Psychic Scream. It's Will the Forsaken by Ven, but he takes a second Blackout proc stun. Now onto Venruki as well. Big RNG in the favor of Trickster, who's improved counterspell. Ven with the big max range Frostbolt gets it, breaks the Power Word shield barrier, but it's the grenade that lands onto Venruki. He's got to be careful. There's a mortar as well. If Trickster wants to hit the mortar, he hits the mortar. Now Venruki blinking out of the mortar instantaneously. Not enough time for a Mind Blast by Trickster, who's got to pop Power Word shield. Venruki all over him, though, with the Cone of Cold, and there's the Mind Flay, though, coming out from back. Frost Nova immediately dispelled by Trickster, tries to get some range. Venruki following it up, though, with the max range Frostbolt into the Fire Blast, into the Arcade Explosions. The Psychic Scream, though, onto Venruki. He's got to block it off. Trickster takes a couple of first aid ticks, but he's improved counterspell. Now Venruki with no dots sticking on him gets 2 ticks of his bandage. Arcane Explosions in room for Venruki. He's almost out of mana, but so is Trickster as he charges up a max range Frostbolt. Trickster's in big trouble here. Cone of Cold to follow up. Does he get the Power Word shield? Weaken Soul for 0.1 more seconds. Weakened Soul debuff on Trickster for just a little bit too long, and Venruki picks up his 7th win of the day. Being the master of the distance game, we'll see if he can keep his distance against this Orc. The Goblin Mortar is resisted. That's unfortunate for Titan Frost. Entrapment procs, do they come off? They do. 5-second route for Titan Frost, who's forced to heal through this pesky Snickers. Another entrapment proc into the Viper Sting. A third one, are you kidding me? I'm done. I'm not casting the rest of this duel. We got to finish it off, though. Another Celestial Healing Wave, though, onto Titan Frost. He finally gets out of that Frost Trap, but it's a little bit too late, and he's almost completely being at 40 yards, able to play with his food here as he gets the Scatter off into the Freezing Trap. It's not resisted by Titan. Titan has no recovery here. He's got no Rocket Boots equipped. He's got no Nifty Stopwatch equipped, and the Goblin Mortar is still on cooldown. So he's forced to take these big auto shots coming out from Bean, the big multi-shots as well. Bean with that 8-piece Hunter set bonus doing an extra 15% damage on his multi-shots. And Titan completely Will he be able to come back with a big Wind Fury crit? Not looking like it, as Bean finishes him off with the Scatter into the multi-shot play. As the duel is about to get underway here. And there it is. The net resisted. Are you kidding me? Titan Frost. He's mortared. No, he gets to resist the mortar. No entrapment for him. But he responds with a grenade of his own. He finally gets into range for the first time today, and he's parried. Parried by the Hunter. Being with that deterrence, with that big parry and dodge chance, he's not going to let Titan Frost touch him this whole duel if he can. Titan, no net. He hasn't used his Rocket Boots just yet, I believe. So we'll see if he's able to get in range. He's going to get scattered trapped here. But he's still sitting at a decent amount of mana right now. As Bean opens up with the big aim shot into multi-shot. He's just going to finish him off here. Lesser Healing Wave, the spell pushback from Snickers. Not quite enough. Titan Frost gets back to 50% HP, but he's got to expend everything here as he lumbers towards Bean. Going for the Healing Wave once again. That 1.0 Broken Tooth pushback. Not quite enough for Bean, but it's not going to matter. Titans both excellent players, both multi-time rank ones. As Sodapoppin opens with the root, but it's resisted, and Sony's able to intercept in play as Sodapoppin gets the roots off, but he's caught in the intercept, and there's the recklessness now coming out from Sony. Soda pops AGM, however, and he gets the net off. No spider belt for Sonydigital here. He's stuck in this net, and he's used recklessness already, and with the dots ticking on this recklessness damage, Sony's taken so much damage here. Oh my god, Sodapoppin able to survive. That was huge, and he pops the NS. He gets the recovery off. He still has his AGM ticking. Sony has no rage potion. He has no recklessness. Gets bashed up. And he gets grenaded as well. Moonfire and Insect Swarm ticking Sonydigital now, who went all in at the start of that duel. And he wasn't able to close the net coming in the clutch. There's the Entangling Roots. Not resisted this time. Instead, Sony forced the Spider Belt into an immediate Rocket Boots, and the Nature's Grasp is consumed by that Bear-Off Peasant, and he catches Sodapoppin with an Earthshaker stun. A second Earthshaker stun. Chance has to be careful here. Bear forms at the last second. He's able to get off. He gets the bash off as well. Entangling Roots being pushed back by the Bear-Off Peasants, and Sony's able to get the Intimidating Shout. Gets one bandage tick on the tail end of it, but it's going to absorb the majority of the time in this Roots. He drops combat as well, pops his AGM as well, and he's recovering in these Roots. He's not in combat right now. So Sony's going to be able to recover here. Sodapoppin popping the Gnomish Cloaking device, and he opens up with a Starfire, a big Starfire. He's spec'd into the improved Starfire crit chance. I'm sorry, the crit damage as Sony launches a grenade from range. It lands, but Sodapoppin is sitting very healthy right now at 71% HP. And Sony's caught in these Roots. Is he going to be able to intercept in time? No, he's going to back away. Only Moonfire ticking on him, trying to bait Chance into range. As that Moonfire gets ready to expire in about 5 more seconds. So it's done right now. So Sony, he might be able to reset here. He just can't get into range, and he goes down. The only Dagger Rogue in the entirety of the CDL. And he's definitely made a name for himself as he opens up with that big damage onto Improv, getting the Perdition Blade proc as well. The 5-point kidney, but you can see how much tankier Improv is than Yabs. Taking 20% less damage there than Yabs, as Vec gets a big ambush coming out of stealth there. He gets the net onto Improv as well. I'm sorry, the net bat fires onto Improv. So Vec is going to be able to run back into range here. As Improv is forced to pop a Whip a Root Tuber, Vec gets the Eviscerate off, but it's not quite the damage he was looking for. He gets the Gouge onto Improv, who sacks his pet, and he goes for the blind play. So Vec gonna try to recover here if he can. Corruption ticks off, but he's still got that Curse of Agony ticking on him. He gets one tick out of the bandage, but he gets the sap off, and he gets the recovery off. Looks like it's gonna be a DR'd sap, however, so Vec has to be careful here. Just a visual bug on the interface. He gets the second sap. He's getting ready to open up here with that big damage if he can. Cheap shot onto Improv. No pet out. No chance of a sack and the Eviscerate to boot. Vec takes down the SL Warlock despite being an Orc Rogue. As we get started with this second duel. Improv versus Vec. Vec opens up with a sap this time, not going for the cheap shot. Instead, he's going for the Voidwalker. Gets the Gouge off onto the Voidwalker. He's trying to get the big damage on the Voidwalker. He gets the big backstab damage. The advantage of being a Dagger Rogue. Is he going to be able to finish this Voidwalker off with this Eviscerate? No. It's still sacked by Improv, but at least he got rid of it. And he gets the blind off as well. I don't think Improv used Feldom in the first duel, although I could be wrong. But there's still a Feldom to contend with. But Vec's in a pretty good spot here as he gets the sap off and he's able to recover. Eating back up. Curse of Agony still in its low damage phase. As it wears off there at the last second. Vec might have a full recovery here. And he does, opening back up with a cheap shot, unleashing the Barov Peasants, unleashing the kidney shot, unleashing the damage is Vec. Improv is on the ropes once again. The grenade is resisted by Improv, so a little bit of a saving grace there as he pops the Whipperoo Tuber. Not sure where Vec is. He's stealthed up. Improv, he did use his Feldom, so that was going to be a hard-casted Voidwalker. He couldn't get it off in time. He gets the Death Coil, though. He's going to go for the Fear. He does. But that's a really bad RNG Fear for Improv. It just brings Vec right back to him the other way. Although Vec is still feared out pretty far into no man's land as he runs back in. The second Fear, it's going to be a DR Fear this time. So Vec will break out of this pretty soon. But that is some great RNG for Improv as it throws Vec all the way out, who's looking to reset this duel. He's got 4 seconds left on that Curse of Agony. Is he going to be able to get the re-stealth in time? He does. So Improv with the Voidwalker here, but he's still in big trouble as Vec goes for the Voidwalker. Big damage on the Voidwalker. Does he take it out before the sack? He does. Improv doesn't catch it in time. There's a huge backstab crit by Vec there. And now Improv with no sacrifice. If Vec gets into range even once, he is in huge trouble. Vec, though, opting for the more conservative play. He's going to mount up here. And he's going to try to run in the opposite direction. Voidwalker's up, though, now for Improv. As Vec waits for his dots to fall off, he gets the stealth. And he gets the food. I actually love how Vec is playing this right. I was going to try to go for the Voidwalker one more time, kiting it away from the SL lock. But he won't be successful in doing so. No sprint, no means of catching up to Improv right now. He's going to probably go for the gouge here if he can. No, the Fear is hard casted onto Vec. It's not breaking early, not yet at least. And now Vec with no chance of dropping combat may very well fall down here as he's at the edge of the zone. Curse of Agony ticking down. Its most lethal damage coming out at the very end. And Vec dropping there to the SL Warlock. Mithril, Dragonling, and Gnomish Battle Chicken equipped as he opens up with the Polymorph. The max rank Frostbolt into the Fire Blast as well. Power Word Shield is consumed, but the Weakened Soul debuff drops off, but not in time for the grenade into the Frostbolt Cone of Cold. So big damage coming out from Sagu, taking advantage of the Weakened Soul debuff. The improved counterspell as well, so he's gonna have some uptime here. Gets a Scorch off, gets another Frostbolt off as I Dare You pops the Whipperoo Tuber and the Flash Shield to boot, trying to recover as much as he can. In the meantime, Sagu letting out those Scorches, letting out the Zoo. Letting out that Cone of Cold as well as the Battle Chicken in range as I Dared You running pretty critically low on mana. He gets the Psychic Scream off, but it's blocked off by Sagu, resetting his dots as well. Now Sagu trying to get some distance here, gets the Polymorph off. No, he cancels it at the last second. Instead of going for the Cone of Cold, I Dared You low on mana, Sagu low on HP. As Sagu pops the Whipperoo Tuber into the counterspell, the Scorches, they're critting for him. The Battle Chicken is all over I Dared You. Sagu burning a second Ice Block, and the Fire Blast takes down I Dared You. Who's representing the guild? Nobody. Sagu, a literal nobody before this tournament, has now become one of the most respected duelers in Duratar on the Ferlina server, competing with the best of the best and doing a pretty damn good job. As he's currently sitting at 11 wins, looking for his 12th. Pops the Shadow Reflector Trinket onto I Dared You. He will the Forsakens out of the Fear, but he's so low on HP. He needs to pop his second Whipperoo Tuber if it's off cooldown, but the big Frostbolt reciprocated by I Dare You is the Whipperoo Tuber. Sagu, no dots ticking, and the improved counterspell. He's got a window here. Can he get some big Scorches off? And he gets it! The Scorches to the Fire Blast. Sagu takes down I Dared You. He's at 12 wins right now after 2-0ing the Shadow Priest. The net, as well as the Furbolg Medicine Pouch, going a little bit more defensive as Zane looks to open up the net. Backfires onto Zane from Stream Snipe, who charges up a Chain Lightning, and it lands. Big damage coming out from Zane. The Freezing Trap, the Fire Nova Totem. It's resisted by Stream Snipe, however, and he might get a Freezing Trap off. He does. So he's able to recover here. No Flame Shock to take down his first aid. And now it looks like it's Stream Snipe with the advantage as Zane is caught up in this freezing trap. Not sure if you guys saw, he was also entrapped as well. Forced to heal back up if he can. After what was a tremendous start from Zane, he's fallen behind a little bit, but he gets the net off as well as the Goblin Mortar into the big Chain Lightning play, as well as the Frost Shock damage. So Zane doing all right here as he recovers back up, but look at Stream Snipe's HP. He's certainly very healthy right now. And Zane's almost out of mana. Viper Stings were ticking him down. He's forced to Dark Rune back up into a lesser healing wave, survives, and has managed to get 2 casts off. But he's very low on mana. The grenade is whiffed, and Stream Snipe has this Shaman right where he wants him. That's a rank 1 Frost Shock. Falls off quickly. There's the Earthbind Totem, but the Raptor Strike now coming on from Stream Snipe, who's completely as well. It's not going to matter. That big BM pet damage. Engineering Belt for that extra 500 damage absorb. Most of it's mitigated by that early Frost Shock, but there's the Chain Lightning now coming out. The Gnomish Cloaking Device. Stream Snipe swapping trinkets at the last second with a cheeky play into the Goblin Mortar, and it lands. Not resisted by Zane. Zane finding himself in an awkward position like the previous duel, but he has the mana this time to close the gap with the Cyclone from the 6 Demon Bag. Slowing Stream Snipe enough for Zane to get into the range he wanted to and deal out the damage he wanted to. He's still healthy on mana, pops the Whipperoo Tuber. He's in range of that big Beast Mastery survival spec damage. But he's able to get the heal off, and once again, no Flame Shock onto Stream Snipe, so he's going to be able to bandage back up. There was the Searing Totem, but he does get a couple of food ticks off. Zane going for the lesser healing wave, but he's almost doomed yet again. Whipperoo Tuber consumed the Dark Rune cooldown, so he's not going to be able to Dark Rune back up here, and he might just go down here. First aid bandage out of desperation, but the Elemental Shaman. As we do a quick recap here before we go to break, guys, here are the following standings for the CDL regular season. The top 2 competitors from each class bracket will advance to the championships, so you want to be top 2 here. Oxtane, how do you think this duel goes?
Well, I have been super impressed with how Jawa has performed, and obviously that Hand of Rag would be a big difference maker. And
we'll see if it's going to be a difference maker here as it procs off, pretty much off the charge there, and he reflects the Death Coil. Big reflect there by J-Law. He gets netted up, currently in recklessness, but he breaks out of the net with the Spider Belt. Yabs popping the Absorb and the Whipperoo Tuber just to stay alive, but if J-Law can break through this, and he does, into the Execute. Big damage coming out there from J-Law off the back of that reflected Death Coil. If so, we can move him up here, do a little tri-cast, make it a little bit more relaxed, get some more competitive perspectives as well. As we get started here on this next duel, J-Law charging in onto Yabs. No recklessness this time, so he's not going to have the damage that he so desperately needs, but he does get the Hand of Rag Fireball onto Yabs yet again. That's a big bonus damage there coming out from J-Law, as well as the Mithril Dragonling. He's doing work on Yabs right now, who's forced to sack early, but with no Death Coil reflect there by J-Law. It looks like he's going to go down. No, not quite yet. He gets the Intercept off, and the Whipperoo Tuber, the War Stomp as well.
Expectations away, super good player. I've had the opportunity to duel him multiple times, and it's absolutely brutal. But Reverie, again, an amazing druid.
And he gets the Moonfire off into the Fairy Fire as well. Valkor unable to invis. He vanishes out of that Entangling Roots as he's all over Reverie right now. Demoralizing Shout comes out from Reverie. He's just tanking the damage in bear form. The Bear Op Peasants all over Valkor, as well as the Insect Swarm and the Moonfire. He pops the Whipperoo Tuber as Reverie just tanks all of this up. Pops the Frenzied Region as well. He's sitting here really fine, really nice. He doesn't mind this at all. He can go toe-to-toe with Valkor all day as the evasion wears off as well. Reverie potentially having the advantage here as he gets the bash off onto Valkor into the Entangling Roots. Is Valkor going to prep for the second vanish? Likely not. Doesn't want to waste his prep just yet. Insect Swarm, Fairy Fire, Entangling Roots, and there's the Moonfire. The Wrath lands, but Valkor gets the grenade off onto Reverie. He's going to be able to get into range. He is not.
See, that's why I cannot do that. Like, I'm leaving. Bye.
No.
My God. No, I'm done already.
Stay. It's okay.
Have a nice one.
Okay.
No, I don't go.
Okay. Hey, what would you do here to get the win off of Reverie, knowing the cooldowns Valkor used? He left. No, he's here.
I'm not sure.
So Valkor gets rooted up. He breaks out of the root instantly into the rocket boots. No sprint just yet. He resists the net, but he gets hit by the Nature's Grasp, vanishes out of the roots instantaneously, catches Reverie out of form. He's going to get the kidney shot out of form. He does not yet. As Valkor's building those combo points, going head-to-head with Reverie, gets the Rupture off, bleeding through all of that high armor from this dire form Druid.
Oh, but the Druid is going really hard. He's... I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. You don't have to shoutcast if you don't want to. You can just give us
Oh,
analysis.
this is into the west up. I got a kidney shot. See, okay, I'm done. No, it's over, man.
No,
I'm trying my best. No, laughing out. Bye.
No, it's amazing.
And then he mutes the little, of course, with the best color commentary of them all.
And they're about to get squared away here as the dual flag goes down. Venruki, rank 1 Frostball on the grounding totem. He gets Goblin martyred. Immediately blinks away, though, with the improved counterspell and pops the polymorph. So preventing the Earth Shock coming out from Titan Frost to interrupt the polymorph. He gets the counterspell off. And now Ven looks for a reopener here. Reapplying the polymorph. It's currently on DR as he charges up that max rank Frostbolt onto Titan Frost, who opts just stay in place right now. Goes for the Lesser Healing Wave. He knows Counterspell is on cooldown there. As he goes for the Purge, purging off the Mana Shield and trying to get back into range. Ice Barrier comes up onto Venruki. Titan Frost spamming that Purge button, but paying the price as he takes the Cone of Cold, and now Counterspell. He can't do anything here. Venruki absolutely exploding onto Titan Frost with a max rank Frostbolt into Cone of Cold. I like how he's just going all in, or he was going all in, I should say, on the chase down. As the Frost Nova's resisted into a big Storm Strike, into a follow-up Frost Shock. And he Dark Runes the Polymorph! Are you kidding me? Titan Frost, is he able to get out of this net? And the grenade is resisted. So unfortunate there for Titan Frost, but if he had the Spider Belt or some way of breaking out of this net, that would have been so insane. Nevertheless, he pops the nifty stopwatch. He's still in this 100%. If you can chase down Venruki, gets the grounding totem down, so he's able to resist at least one of those Frost Bolts, but there's the max rank one coming out from Venruki into the crit as well. Counterspell coming out from Venruki. Titan Frost in range off the tail of those Goblin Rocket Boots, but it's a little bit too late, potentially, of tying up his longtime friend and co-caster Zico. But in the meantime, we've got our next duel here. Bean versus Trickster, a battle of the Titans. Bean gets caught out of stealth with the grenade. Are you kidding me? The 360 no-scope by Trickster, taking out this Hunter, catching him out of cloaking device, and now being forced to reset this duel if he can, but he's got Shadow Word Pain ticking. That blind nade landing on Bean. The predict from Trickster was absolutely phenomenal. And here we have the Shadow Priest trying to chase down this Hunter who's already at 50% HP, although the Shadow Word Pain does drop off, gives Bean some opportunity to recover a little bit with that first aid, but he gets Goblin Mortared into the Mind Blast, into the Mind Flay. A Blackout proc with Spell Doom for Bean here as Trickster tries to back away the Shadow Guard, being procced off by them. But look at the Viper Sting has completely taken away Trickster's mana. He is totally right now, and Beam is on the chase. He gets the Scatter Shot, gets the trap. Is it going to be resisted? No, the Blackout Stun! Are you kidding me? The Blackout Stun saving Trickster's life there. And he gets the Psychic Scream on the tail end of it to finish off Bean in the Mind Play. That was the luckiest Blackout proc I have ever seen. Opts now for more of a bursty build with the Talisman of Ephemeral Power and the Barop Peasant Collar. He's going to be looking to absorb that Frost Trap if he can. Not sure if that was a pre-trap there by Bean. That is a rule violation. If it was, he might have been able to get it off at the start of the duel as the Blackout proc comes in once again. Barop Peasants all over Bean right now. He's taken so much damage from this Shadow Word Pain as well. As Bean slowly but surely ticks off. And Trickster with the fear onto the pet, chasing down Bean, who's currently ticking down to the Shadow Word Pain. Looks like the debuff has fallen off, so he might be able to recover here. Freezing Trap, or Frost Trap, I should say. Drop down in the Entrapment proc onto Trickster. This time RNG in the favor of Bean as he gets double trapped. Although Trickster now is coming back into range, but he's completely out of mana. Forced to wand Bean down if he can. Going in for the Psychic Scream. He doesn't even have the mana to cast it just yet. And he gets freezing trapped. So here's Bean. Able to recover now. Drops the Viper Sting once again. Trickster completely once again. Forced to path through the trap. But he lands the grenade. Is it gonna be enough though? He might have to Dark Rune here. But he's running dangerously close to low HP. And it looks like Trickster will fall.
Play here, and hopefully he gets some big procs from that Earthshaker in his favor as he opens up on improv here, pops the Barov and the Shadow Reflector immediately off the back, and Rex.
Rex, he gets the Shadow Reflector off, and now he's in danger of being death coiled potentially. The Earthshaker stun helps him out there, so he's going to be able to intercept back in, but improv gets the sack off. Mortal Strike comes out from Sony, though, into the grenade. He's got the rage, he's got the damage, and he's got the victory. A huge win for Sonydigital. Bean is clean. Clean Bean, that's right.
Poggers in the chat.
What's up, Peo?
Nothing much, man. You're doing an amazing job, bro. I like it. Good job. Keep going.
Thank you. No, tell me, Sony versus improv. Do you think Sony wins this one?
I think it's gonna be really hard. Without the little, of course, obviously. I will say maybe Improve's gonna win.
Call it. Cast it. Cast
Me?
it for us. Yeah, do
no,
it, dude.
No,
please.
for Rogue. You know what? You can ask me the question for Rogue. Only for Rogue.
Okay.
But Cass, you're so good. Can we have some poggers in the chat for Tips Out? It's been casting for 4 hours, man. You're doing an amazing job. Let's go. He's charging, and after doing abstring, the little thing, go. It's your turn.
He gets the grenade off into the Mortal Strike, does Sonydigital. No Death Coil unleashed just yet by improv. It's still on cooldown, so he might get lucky. Or Feldom expended by improv. But a big Mortal Strike crit from Sony, breaking through the Absorb Shield. The Fear comes off. He's not in Berserker stance, so he's not going to be able to break this just yet. He's going to have to swap over. There it is. No, back into battle stance is Sony. Wasn't defensive stance. He eats the Fear. He gets the reset, gets the food. Charges back in onto the Voidwalker, gets the Earthshaker stun as well. Is he going to go for the Voidwalker here? No. He chains it into Yabs, who's under a 3-second intercept, gets the Intimidating Shout off. He Intimidating Shouts the Death Coil. This is huge for Sony, who's going to be able to get back into range onto improv. Gets the Mortal Strike, not a crit. Does he get an Earthshaker stun, a Mace stun proc? Something here to interrupt Yabs to prevent the damage. He goes for the first state, doesn't get the tick. The second sap comes off, and there's the War Stomp, but it's a little bit too late. As Sonydigital falls there, that was a close duel and a great duel, considering he didn't have Recklessness up. He is
now, unfortunately.
Yeah, what's up? Sorry, there's a thing. Vex playing Dagger spec, so I feel like it's one of the worst spec you could use versus a Druid. So let's see what he's gonna do.
As he opens up on Sodapoppin, gets the gouge into the Gnomish Death Ray. There's the big Gnomish Death Ray, and it's a pretty good one. Good RNG there in the favor of Vec, who's managing to take down Soda in bear form here. He's got to pop out and pop on the AGM, expose armor onto Sodapoppin, gets blinded. Abolish Poison is not up on chance, so this is not going to be dispelled. And Vex in a great position here to reset Peo. All right, big backstab coming out from Sodapoppin. The kidney shot is resisted by Soda, who gets the bash off, gets the distance down. Moonfire plus Insect Swarm into grenade by Vec, who pops the Whipperoo Tuber, as well as the sprint, trying to do his best to get back into range. Is he going to go for the gouge? No, he gets a big backstab crit, though, instead. Now he's all over Soda. Can he lock him out of form? Not yet, as the exposed armor comes out once again. Vec bleeding down to these pesky dots. War Stomp is resisted by Vec, who gets the gouge onto Sodapoppin and the 5-point kidney. Is he going to be able to take the Druid down here? No. Chance pops the NS, and he pops this Druid down.
Sorry, bro, I was muted, my bad. By the way, everyone's will need to mirror no matter what, right?
Yeah, everyone's going to mirror on Monday.
I love you.
Love you too. Call this one.
Oh, no. Okay, Vec is going to get the open. He get the little, of course. Fairy Fire is going to use Sprint. He's get the roots. He's going to use Spider Belt. He doesn't have the Spider Belt, but he have a nice bind on him. But he couldn't be able to vanish or do anything. Go ahead, Tips. It's your turn.
Gnomish cloaking device used by Sodapoppin, who pops back into bear form. We have the Fairy Fire onto Vec. He kidneys Sodapoppin, though, and breaks out of the net instantaneously. Chance is going to take a lot of damage here as he's forced to pop out of form. NS is still on cooldown. This could be big for Vec here, who's chilling at 80% HP. Chance pops the Furbolg Medicine Pouch. Gouged is Sodapoppin. And now Vec No Gnomish Death Ray off cooldown just yet. Instead goes for the backstab. The War Stomp is resisted. The Entangling Roots is resisted. And he gets chance in the 5-point kidney. Does he take down the Druid? He does!
Sorry. Okay, I'm done, man. Okay.
No,
Sorry.
you do a great job. You're amazing.
Am I?
Yes, you do.
Chat, am I doing a great job so far? It's my very first time. See, everyone laugh. Okay, I'm done. My God, man. I'll be right back. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too, man. In the meantime, Mage versus Shaman yet again. This time, Zane versus Sagu. No enhancement Shaman memes for Sagu. He's going to have to deal with the real thing here as Zane gets mortared up at the start of the duel. The purges are coming out from Zane, and the grenade comes out as well, but he reflects the Frostbolt into huge Earthshock damage from Zane. So Sagu, at a moment's time, gets chunked down to 50% HP, gets the polymorph off. But this is going to be a great recovery for Zane. Sagu, on the other hand, forced to bandage back up. Zane still very healthy on HP and mana. Meanwhile, Sagu forced to reapply the polymorph here. Potentially drink back up. No, he's going to take out the grounding totem instead, as well as the searing totem. And he's going to get prepped up here to fire off. No, a third polymorph, so that's a full DR polymorph. Here's the Frostbolt coming out into another max range Frostbolt, but it gets grounded by Zane, who starts to cast, but is interrupted by the counterspell. That counterspell, however, does fade off. The improved counterspell does fade off, and now Zane is coming back into range, but he's taking a lot of damage here. He needs to heal back up. No counterspell. It's currently on cooldown. He's able to do so, and he's just going to heal all the way back up. Scorches and Fire Blast pushing him back, but it's not going to matter. He's getting back into range. There's the Frost Shock. He gets grenaded, however, into the follow-up. Scorch, Fire Blast from Sagu, Frost Nova as well. The grenade is whiffed by Zane, and the counterspell into the Arcane Explosion.
So he is totally capable of it.
And we'll see if he's able to take down Sagu here. Gets the Earth Shock off, drops the Grounding Totem, so the Polymorph is going to be... No, it goes off. The polymorph does go off. The grounding totem is expended, or dispensed of, I should say, by Sagu as he gets ready to dispense of, or dispose of Zane, I should say. Taking down the remainder of the totems. There's the Frost Resistance totem being deleted. Zane drops the grounding totem, forcing the rank 1 Frostbolt, forcing the Earthshock. The counterspell comes out now onto Zane. The polymorph, though, it's Dark Runed. That's the second time we've seen it today, and it's followed up with a massive Chain Lightning. Zane obliterates Sagu there. That was someone being disposed of.
And that right there is the power of Elemental Master. You see that huge Earth Shock.
A little bit behind the Priest competition, but he still has a chance in this tournament. Depending on how the rest of his duels go, as he gets the Goblin Mortar, it does not get resisted by the Orc into an immediate silence, into a Mind Flay. Stream Snipe is in huge trouble. The Mind Blast unleashes as well. So Stream Snipe now already at 50% HP, 40% HP. Viper Sting, though, draining I Dare to use mana, but it's not going to matter. The Psychic Stream comes out into the Mind Blast, and it looks like I Dare You is going to eviscerate Stream Snipe here. We know he pops his Whipper Tuber into the Shadow Reflector, but look at that Shadow Word Pain damage just whittling him down. Meanwhile, I Dared You able to hop out of form and flash heal back up. Stream Snipe has to be careful right now. Shadow Word Pain about to expire. He's got to be careful of the reapplication. And it does get reapplied. Stream Snipe in huge trouble. First Aid Bandage gets interrupted. And he goes down to I Dared You. A big win for I Dared You. We'll see if he does the same in this next duel. Instead, opting for the Gnomish Netomatic Projector. Hasn't used it just yet. Drops the grenade. It lands. Not resisted by Stream Snipe. So already in a bad position as he gets Psychic Stream, but it breaks early. And he pops the Furbolg Medicine Pouch off the bat, swapping his weapons immediately afterwards. Stream Snipe now with the Intimidation as well. The grenade either is resisted or falls just short of I Dared You. But the big damage coming out from the multi-shot and the pushback from the pet. I Dared You's barely able to get a flash heal off, but it's too late. He's out of mana. Stream Snipe, a Ragged John's Never-Ending Cup. Increases stamina by 10 and reduces physical damage taken by 5 for 10 minutes. Interesting trinket usage there by Stream Snipe. I'm not sure if we've seen that in the tournament at all. As he opts to reduce this this Hemo Rogue's damage as much as possible, drops the trap. It's not going to be broken. And with that big Raptor Strike crit, Stream Snipe might actually take this one. There's the flare. He drops combat to reset a little bit, gets the Serpent Sting off. AGM is popped by Valkor, who goes for the grenade. It lands, vanishes, but the vanish was done in the flare. He goes for the gouge, Gnomish Death Ray, but he's a Beast Master Hunter. He gets a huge crit, does Valkor, but is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. The kidney's resisted, and Stream Snipe takes him out. 25-second grace period at the start of a duel to get an opener, but the cheap shot's resisted. Bad luck there for Valkor. The wing clip comes out. He has to vanish out of the net, I believe. And now Valkor in the flare. They're both trading hits back and forth, but it's Valkor who appears to be losing this exchange as the pet is all over him. He has his evasion up, but it's that lightning bolt, man. And Valkor now going with the Eviscerate, not doing enough damage on this mail-wearing hunter. He has to pop the second blind. Ends up gouging the pet and getting some first aid bandage ticks off. That's a huge bandage there for Valkor. But it's Stream Snipe with a huge Raptor Strike crit. Valkor, 3%. Does he get the Abyss off? He does not. And Stream Snipe 2-0's the Hemo Rogue.
He has to make sure to keep Tremor and grounding up as much as possible. Try to reflect the Death Coil if he can. The fear is absolutely huge. And obviously you see him bring out the Arcanite Dragonling here, which is big to keep that Warlock cast time back, but it is already dead here for Zane.
It's dead there for Zane, who just ate a full duration Death Coil, was not able to reflect it. But look at him just all over Yabs, just chunking this Warlock down. He gets a heal off before the fear as well. And with only a Curse of Agony ticking on him, that wasn't too consequential of a fear as he gets a second heal off. No, the fear batches, and Zane is not able to get his heal off. As a result, he might just tick down here to dots. Meanwhile, Yabs bandaging back up conservatively here. But it's Zane that does fall. The SL Warlock takes that one. It's just curious to see that trinket being used by Yabs. As we go ahead and get started in the second duel of this best of two. Warlock versus Shaman, Zane versus Yabs. Zane is fighting for his life here. A loss here could potentially mean an elimination from the Classic Duelers League as he prepares to go all out. Spell locked is his Chain Lightning. The fear, is it going to land? It does not, but the Death Coil does, and that's equally, if not more so, devastating as Zane takes the damage, pops his Furbolg Medicine Pouch, pops a Whipperoot Tuber, tries to recover as much as he can, but Yabs is sitting very healthy there at 91% mana. The Fire Nova goes off. It does land on Yabs. Fear breaks instantaneously. Zane has an opportunity here. He drops a Tremor Totem as well, gets some heals off. Yabs has to spend a cooldown whacking down that Tremor Totem with his wand. Fear comes out, though. Is it going to be resisted? It is not. As Zane is feared out into no man's land. Fear breaks a little bit early, though. Frost Shock breaks the bandage as well, and Zane gets two bandage ticks off there, pops the Troll Berserking Racial, and now he's going hard with the Lightning Bolt into the Earth Shock. That's a rank 1 Earth Shock, though, as he is completely out of mana. Going for the auto attacks here, and gets feared once again. Yabs charging up a max rank Shadow Bolt, and he's got dots ticking on Zane, who falls to the Shadow Burn. He also is one of... No, he's pretty geared. He's even got the Atali Gloves of the Eagle. That's actually pretty big. Really hard to farm. That being said, I Dared You now opens up onto Reverie after the pounce. Gets the Shadow Word Pain off. Trying to get into range for that Psychic Scream. Reverie's got to be careful here. Might get feared out of bounds. I Dared You immediately dispelling the roots. Is all over Reverie right now. He gets netted up. Yeah, Shadow Word Pain ticking, however, gets a couple of wand auto attacks off as well. I Dared You. Is he going to bandage? Is he going to do anything here? And he waits out the duration of the net. Does not opt to first aid there. Instead, charges back into Reverie, whose Moonfires are actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage, but the Mind Blast into the silence comes off from I Dared You. Reverie forced to pop his Furbolg Medicine Pouch and continues with the Moonfire spam. First aid now coming out from I Dared You. He dispels the dots, and he comes back into range onto Reverie. He's got to be careful of his mana pool here. Forced to break out of form. War Stomp, no, not in time for the Greater Heal to go off. So I Dared You does get a full Greater Heal, and it looks like a crit too. Super unfortunate there for Reverie. who's got to work through this giant health bar once again. Pops a Whipperoo tuber of his own to stay alive. And there's the Shadow Reflector trinket towards the tail end of that Shadow Word Pain. Trying to buy himself a little bit more time, but there's the Psychic Scream into the Mind Blast, potentially into the Mind Flay, and there it is. Reverie goes down. Reverie comes out with the pounce, but is immediately blackout stunned. He's about to get disposed of. I Dared You in pursuit of Reverie. Psychic Scream, that's a full duration Psychic Scream. Reverie's out in no man's land. He has to rush back towards I Dared You. He's going to eat a little bit more damage here as he's trying to kite right at the perimeter of the duel line. And the grenade lands onto Reverie into the Mind Blast and the silence to boot. But there's the War Stomp. It's resisted by I Dared You. He's all over Reverie right now. Reverie cannot get away. He gets the regrowth off, but there's the fear once again. Into the Mind Blast, into the Mind Flay. No blackout stuns needed. Reverie, is he going to hold on with his healing touch? He is not. And he drops 0-2 to I Dared You, whose Classic Duelers League Championship final dreams are still alive. I don't think we've seen a duel so all in yet. When it comes to Warrior versus Mage, as the Polymorph is kicked by Sonydigital. He gets the Polymorph off. He lands the grenade. Both grenades are resisted. He hops to defensive stance, intercepting on Venruki, who blinks away. Does he Viking helmet here, Sony? Not quite yet. Gets the intimidating shout just in time to get into range. Is he going to Spider Belt here? He does not. So despite going all in on this duel, Sony recognizes... Or I guess he might have hesitated there in the first duel. I'm not sure why I didn't break out of the root. Yeah, absolutely needs to. And here we go. The Earthshaker stun. That's what Sonydigital needs. He's able to intercept now on the tail end. But look, oh, the Polymorph gets cast. The Polymorph is batched with the intercept. I'm just going to go over to Sony's POV right now and look at his face. He has to be frustrated with that one. The Polymorph barely goes off. He uses the Horned Viking helmet, which is blocked off, as we're going to go back to the main POV here. Pops his free action potion, goes for the grenade. It's missed because Venruki pops his rocket boots. But now Sony D with the nifty stopwatch, he might be able to get in range here, and he does. There's the hamstring, the Kona Cold coming out from Venruki into the block. Sony first aiding back up, but Ven can let him have this one. He doesn't care. He's worried about the free action potion, whose duration is about to expire. Sony might get a couple auto attacks in the meantime. And there's the evocation now coming out for Venruki. He's going to be back at full mana, full HP. And this is going to be a tough one for Sony to recover in. As Ven reapplies the Polymorph, gets his distance. No, it breaks early. Sony, he might have a chance here. Is he going to intercept this? He does not. He knows the intercept will be blinked right away. He might be trying to buy some time here as the grenade whips from Venruki, but the rank 1 Frostbolt keeps Sonydigital slowed. Another rank 1 Frostbolt. He is slowed, but he's at the edge of the world. He has to turn around. He has to try to intercept here if he can, and he does. There's the blink for Venruki immediately after the intercept. Now Sony going for the nade. It looks like it's resisted. There's not much he can do here. He's got to wait this out. Hopping back and forth from battle stance to defensive stance. Try to tank up these Frostbolts if he can. Trying to recover. Pops the Whipperoo tuber. Fire Blast, though, into the Frostbolt as well. If his hope is for Venruki to here, it's not going to happen. He's just trying to stay alive as long as possible. There's the second Frostbite proc as well. And Sonydigital / forfeits the duel, recognizing that there was nothing he could do there, Oxtane.
See how he plans to use that here in this duel against me.
Probably looking to skull the trap if possible. Meanwhile, being caught in this 5-point kidney, taking a lot of damage. He has the Heart of Noxium equipped. There's the flare. Skull of Impending Doom. Has it been used yet by Vec? Not quite yet. He's in the flare right now. Bina's hanging on to his scatter. He knows Vec could potentially use the Skull of Impending Doom. The counter attack, though. Oh my god, that's a big immobilizing effect. But Vec's able to blind right out of it. He gouges the pet as well. He's going to be able to reset here outside the flare. Potentially, no. He stays in range of the Serpent Sting. He vanishes back up, but he gets the gouge onto Bean, but he pops the frost trap. He's got to be careful of the entrapment. Bean now with the AGM, Vec all over him. He's going to try to break through the AGM, and he does! And he gets the eviscerate! For the first time since the beginning of the regular season, Vec is now tied at 3rd place with Valkor. As Vec gets ready to open up, there's the cheap shot. Into the Perdition Blade proc, into the big backstab damage coming out from Vec. That's a full duration kidney as well. Bean is not an orc, so lesser resist chance there for Bean as Vec vanishes in the flare, but he's able to gouge the scatter. That's a huge play by Vec, who gets the net off. And unfortunately, the backfire, though, on the net keeps him in melee range of Bean. But that could be a bonus for Vec, who's got Bean right where he needs him right now. The gouge is resisted by Bean. Vec pops his AGM, and these guys are just going head-to-head right now. Bean with the deterrence pop. Vec is not able to do any damage to him. The kidney shot is resisted. The counterattack proc as well. But the blind comes in to bail Vec out. He gets the big eviscerate off. The crippling poison as well, so he's got Bean in melee range. But the second counterattack, the big RNG coming in Bean's favor, and the nade is resisted on top of that. Bean takes Vec down. Will he be able to do it this week?
It all depends on how RNGs this goes in Titan Frost's face. The Casino Shaman he is playing, we'll see if he gets his lucky crits, but eating the death coil there, you hate to see it from Titan Frost.
But he gets the grenade off. He's got his Glimmering Mithril Signia as well. All he needs is a big Wind Fury crit here, if he can get one. He's got improv in range. He has the uptime. Will he get the jackpot, though? Storm Strike, no Wind Fury just yet. Not on the auto attack either. Bad RNG here for Titan Frost. In this duel, the Earth Shock, does he get a big auto attack swing? He does not. Storm Strike, is he going to be able to get in range of it? Frost Shock is resisted, it looks like. Again, auto attack swing. No Wind Fury. Crit the Storm Strike. No Wind Fury. No Wind Furies for Titan Frost in this duel. And that will ultimately lead to his death, as the fear and the corruption take him down, as well as a Goblin Mortar to close the gap. As the duel gets started here, Titan Frost running in immediately. There's the Frost Shock. He's going to get some uptime here. Storm Strike. He pops the Shadow Reflector, so Improv unable to fear there. But again, no Wind Fury bailing Titan Frost out just yet. He pops the Earthbind Totem, keeping Titan Frost in range. Where is this Wind Fury? He's spell locked by the Fell Hunter. Purges off the buffs, but Titan Frost, he's not able to get the RNG Casino that he needs. One more hit. There's the Wind Fury. There's the Storm Strike. But it's not quite enough against this 30% Soul Link Warlock and the damage reduction that comes with it. He mortars the fear, but is the fear going to break early? Doesn't look like it will. And regardless of whether or not it does, he's got to get a heal off to stay alive. He gets his Lesser Healing Wave, but the spell lock, preventing him from casting and preventing him from winning this duel. But you gotta love Sodapoppin's commitment to the RP walk, and honestly, you gotta love his play. This guy plays a druid like you've never seen before. He gets his Moonfire Insect Swarm dots on, as well as his druid bleeds. Here comes the mana burn, though. He pops his Shadow Reflector trinket on the mana burn. That's a great Shadow Reflect. Mana is so crucial in this fight, and the fact that he's able to reflect that puts him at a great advantage against Trickster, who's got his Shadow Word Pain bleeding on him, as well as the Barrow Peasants. Meanwhile, Chance just kiting things away, taking things nice and slow, as he did with his duel against Ambani during the qualifiers. He pops his Frobolg Medicine Pouch, as well as the Nature's Swiftness, and you can see the tides of this battle slowly turn. Trickster has to be careful about expending his mana here. He uses a Mind Blast. There's a max rank Mind Blast, so he gets the damage off onto Sodapoppin, going for the mana burn, and you can see how big that mana burn is. Sodapoppin popping the Innervate right there, as well as the Dark Rune, goes for the Regrowth. He does not get it. The Psychic Scream coming out just in time. The Mind Blast, and Sodapoppin goes down. Regrowth not able to finish casting quite yet there. Puts on his Power Word Shield. Gets ready for the opener. Trickster representing the guild Rising Tide, as Sodapoppin opens up with his bleeds into the Moonfire Insect Swarm, as we would expect from Chance, who's looking to keep his distance here. I like how Trickster is just completely on his tail, though. There's the Mana Burn coming out. No Shadow Reflect to bail out Sodapoppin here, as he eats the Mana Burn. Eats the grenade as well, and is going to eat a second Mana Burn. Nice conservative play there by Trickster. Not going for the Mind Blast. That just crits. He just crits.
Wow.
After that, the battle of shadows between the warlocks and the shadow priests. Then the battle of nature between the shamans and the druids. As we get started here, J-Law charging in onto Stream Snipe. He gets the piercing howl off, but it looks like the hamstring was blocked or parried. As the net goes down, J-Law breaks out of it, gets the intercept off as well. With the recklessness, he's going full ham onto Stream Snipe. And he's going to be able to take him down with the execute there. So J-Law going all in on that first duel, but securing the victory. And he gets the charge off into the hamstring, into the disarm. I love the disarm here from J-Law, who's Intimidate stunned, and he falls right into the freezing trap. So he's got to be a little bit careful here. J-Law, is he equipping the Horned Viking helm? Curious if he is. He is not. Instead, with the spider belt and the net, he just runs in the opposite direction and opts for a reset, which is interesting. It obviously gives him the health advantage. He was trying to mount back up, but the pet being sent out by Stream Snipe, preventing the mount up. J-Law's advantage, however, is that he's got Stream Snipe at the rim of the dual line, but he gets trapped yet again. So net has been expended now by J-Law. Stream Snipe gonna get his distance here once again. He drops a frost trap this time and mounts back up to gain his distance. So a great adjustment there by Stream Snipe. Again, one more win here will tie him up with Bruce Wayne at second place before the mirror matches tomorrow. J-Law all over this pet. Does he just go for the pet? Does he go for taking it out? No, instead he intercepts onto Stream Snipe, into the mace stunt on top of that. The Hand of Rag proc as well. A series of RNG going in the favor of J-Law there, but he gets shrunk. He gets the intimidating shot up, but he's doing like no damage against Stream Snipe right now. Pops the Whipperoo Tuber. Stream Snipe though pops the AGM. The War Stomp coming out from J-Law there to buy him a couple more seconds of time, but is it gonna be enough? Stream Snipe all over J-Law, snatches the victory. As we get ready to open up here, Valkor with the sap into the cheap shot, trying to acquire as many combo points as he can before the opener. There's the second cheap shot into the Abyss. That's a big eviscerate from Valkor, who vanishes the polymorph with a cloaking device. It's broken instantly by the Garrote from Valkor. So Sagu misplaying there slightly. He's able to get the polymorph off, however. But that Gnomish cloaking device has been expended. There's the Mana Shield as well as the Ice Bearer. Sagu regenning back up. He's got to be careful of the heartbeat on this polymorph if it breaks. If not, he's got Valkor in a pretty solid position here. Still has double blind, and Sagu still has double block. So we'll see how things go as the big fireball comes out from Valkor. He pops his fire reflector trinket, possibly a little bit too late. The grenade is either whiffed or resisted. Valkor popping his Whipperoo Tuber here, trying to stay ahead of the curve if he can. You can see him just lumbering over. He's got a Skull of Impending Doom equipped, so he's waiting for that polymorph to come out as he circles down Sagu. Not able to break combat as these rank 1 Frostbolts just come flying out from Sagu. There's the Fire Blast as well. Another Frostbolt coming out from Sagu. Valkor just can't do anything here. He can't close the gap. He's doing his best to do so. Still has the Skull equipped. Counterspell to keep Valkor in combat. And there's the big Frostbolt into the Ice Blast. And it looks like Valkor might just go down here. We'll see how this next duel goes. Both competitors will be going all in here. There's no reason to save any cooldowns as Valkor opens up. Cheap shot again to acquire the combo point. Sagu with the Mark of Resolution and the net in this duel. There we go. Once again with a big eviscerate is Valkor. He gets frostbited by the ice armor, and the polymorph Skull of Impending Doom was used, however, so he's going to be able to close this gap. He gets the grenade off into the blind. So Valkor surviving the first polymorph. He can still Dark Rune the second if he so desires. But there's the first block now being expended by Sagu, who Novas Valkor. He pops his second blind. Kona Cold's Valkor. All big cooldowns expended in one go. There are no Dark Rune used by Valkor. So he's polymorphed back up. Crippling Poison, though, still on Sagu, so he's got to be careful. He's got to get his distance. And he's popping his evocation to mana back up here, getting ready for the big opener. Valkor's in trouble. No more blind here. He does have a vanish, however. And there's the sprint forward with the rocket boots, I should say. Valkor trying to close this gap. He might be able to get a gouge here. Tried to dodge the Frost Nova, but he got caught on the very lip of it. And now Sagu looks like he'll be able to finish things off as he gets a big Frostbolt crit. He might be able to end it here with the Coda Clothe into the arcade explosion of the Priest right now, sitting at 17 wins. So he's in a great position here. We'll see if he's able to pick up a couple more wins and stretch that gap even more. As he gets the grenade onto Improv, there's the Psychic Scream. It's not resisted. Instead, it's Will the Forsaken out by Improv, who gets the Death Coil onto Trickster. Applying those dots as well as Trickster. Has to be very, very careful here. We've seen how quickly those Warlock dots can shred somebody down. He pops a Shadow Reflector, does Improv, so he's preventing the Shadow Word Pain. Full Duration Fear, however, this time, as Trickster reciprocates with his own Shadow Reflector as well. Gets the Mind Blast off. And look at Improv's mana. This guy's almost completely but so is Trickster. It's pretty close on the mana battle. Silence comes off onto Improv, into the Mind Blast. No, it's interrupted by the grenade. Fear coming out from Improv now. Is he going to finish the cast? He does not. As Trickster instead goes for the Fell Hunter, and he manages to take it down. Feldom expended there by Improv. Not sure if that was the play, as Trickster's pretty much with not much of a chance of coming back here. But he uses the Feldom to at least clinch the duel. At least it so seems, as Trickster lands the grenade, goes for the Wand Ticks, and tries to do his best to finish this off, but the Mind Flay won't be enough. And the SL Warlock takes it. And here we go. Don't ha-ha me, Thick Cheese. That was a good pun. Give me one. I'm just kidding. Anyways, Improv. Curse of Tongues, I should say, onto Trickster right away into the Curse of Shadow. Grenade comes out. Howl of Terror. The pushback, though. But there's the Fear onto Trickster. Trickster, no Shadow Reflect. It's been expended in the first duel. Power Word Shield comes out. Is it going to get dispelled by this Fell Hunter? There's the Spell Lock instead. Fear coming out onto Trickster yet again. It lands, but it breaks early. Shadowburn comes out. There's the Death Coil to follow it up. Now Trickster doing what he can to get in range for a big Mind Blast. He lands one there. But is it going to be enough? As the competitors push it to the rim of the duel line. Another Mind Blast to boot. Trickster's in a pretty good spot here. He's got a silence on Improv now. Into the Mind Flame. This just might be it. Trickster, the Shadow Priest, takes down Improv. You know, we've seen Druids struggle against Elemental Shaman. At least we saw that in the qualifiers with Sodapoppin dropping a couple matches to Zane back then. We'll see if any adjustments have been made, if Druids have learned how to deal with this matchup. As the Entangling Roots goes off. No, it does not. The grenade goes off, and here's the Chain Lightning coming out from Zane. Big Chain Lightning there, but Reverie pops his NS instantaneously to stay alive. Lightning Bolts to follow up, and you can see that big burst potential of that Elemental Shaman as the battery continues charging. The Healing Wave comes out, but there's the Barov Peasants now harassing Zane down, who pops the Stoneclaw Totem. Stoneclaw Totem to keep the Peasants off of him, at least momentarily, while he free casts his heals. And with that battery charge, we'll see if he can charge up a big lightning bolt out of this Goblin Mortar. He gets one. Does he get a second? He does. And now Reverie's in trouble. No NS. And with any moment, some big burst can chunk him down. He trades a lightning bolt for a healing touch. No! The Earth Shock comes out in time to interrupt it. And there's the Chain Lightning to boot. Reverie in serious trouble right here. Zane fighting for his position in the CDL regular season. Another lightning bolt. Does it take Reverie down? It's resisted. So Zane almost completely right now, ticking down to that Moonfire. There's a second Moonfire. Does Reverie somehow come back in this one? The nade is resisted by Reverie. Frost Shock. It's a rank 1 Frost Shock. Chain Lightning comes out from Zane, and he comes out on top. However, if he does lose here, both Physical and Sidu will clinch an appearance in the championships, regardless of what transpires tomorrow. So let's see if Zane gets this victory. Reverie sitting comfortably. He knows he's already qualifying. We'll see if Zane is able to do the same here. Moonfire and Insect Swarm ticking onto Zane as he goes for the Healing Wave. Nice Wrath that was grounded, but he goes down! Big burst damage coming out from Reverie.
And now we have Sony and Bean. Let's see how this matchup goes.
This is a big match for Sony. He needs this victory. He needs to catch up to J-Law desperately as he goes all in, pops the recklessness, but he gets trapped in the duration of his wreck. Sonydigital is in trouble here. He takes extra damage with recklessness on as well. We'll see if Bean tries to capitalize on every play, goes for the conservative play. Now Sony, though, the last couple seconds of his wreck used on Snickers. As he's going to try to reset here. He's going a little bit too far, though. He's got to watch it. The duel is ticking. Serpent Sting falls off. He goes for the food reset. He can go for a bandage here, too, as well, but it looks like he's not going to. Instead, he's in danger of being kited here as the grenade is whiffed by Sonydigital, and the concussive shot proc. Sony could go down here. Multi-shot, though. Hops over to defensive stance. I like how Sony's playing this, though. I like how he's kiting Bean to the very edge. Trying to Bean if possible. And he pops his Arcanite Dragonling with no Serpent Sting on. This could be a crucial mistake for Bean. Sony is able to recover almost at full HP or at full HP. Meanwhile, Bean at 50% mana. Beautiful play there by Sony to keep Bean on his toes. And he gets the mount off. Are you kidding me? Huge mistake by Bean. Sony able to get back in range with the intercept and the mace stun as well. Intimidating shout to boot. We'll see if he can retaliate here. He's going to get scattered right off of this shout. The scatter does not come out just yet. Instead, Bean goes for the deterrence, trying to parry as many attacks as he can. There's the scatter. Is the trap going to be resisted? It is not. So Bean with an opportunity to reset here. No crits for Sony, so no deep wounds rolling onto Bean. As Sonydigital pops his boots and he gets back in with the Goblin Rocket Boots and the intercept. Sonydigital Thorium Grenade lands. He gets the crit on the Mortal Strike. Is he at execute range? Not quite. Now he is with the War Stomp. Sonydigital bounces back. Takes the win off of Bean out of a huge misplay. As we head back over to this next duel, another important one for Sony. If he gets this victory here, he ties up with J-Law before the mirror matches, so you know he wants this one. Gets the grenade off. He grenades the scatter. He's still going to get trapped, but he's got a deep wounds rolling this time, so Bean's not going to be able to bandage. Instead, he's going to opt for eating on the server ticks. And we'll see how Sony decides to play this next one as the Goblin Mortar comes out. It's not resisted. Multi-shot into the concussive shot there. And now Sony lumbering towards this Hunter. He gets the Horde Viking Helm off. Sony's going to be in range yet again. But it breaks early on the Heartbeat. He's got to intercept back in on Bean. He gets the Mace Stun proc. But he's taken so much damage already, and the improved wing clip will keep him isolated there, giving Bean enough time to scatter, to trap, and presumably to finish off this duel. It looks like Bean will take this one, ending it off with a big climax aim shot. It was that slow start that kept him behind at the start of the day, dropping down 0-4 in his first 4 duels. But we're moving forward now into the Rogue Mage matchup as Vek gouges Venruki's Blink. Are you kidding me? Puts him in a fantastic position. He vanishes, but he gets caught out of the vanish immediately as Venruki gets the nade off and he polymorphs Vek. So an insanely good start there for Vek is unfortunately neutralized by Venruki, who is 1 win away from catching up to Zico, who's currently sitting at 18 wins right now. Frostbolt comes down. It looks like Vek's net backfires. That's an unfortunate backfire there for Vek, as he's now forced to chase down Venruki. He gets the nade off, but he's going to be able to catch up to this mage. No frost, but he gets the blind as well. There's the first block expended by Venruki, who blinks away. Now Vek with no way of catching up. He does use his prep and he does use his vanish. He's going to get caught out by this blizzard. He does not. So Vek able to recover a little bit there as he opens up onto Venruki with a huge vanish. Gets the gouge off on the Nova into the Gnomish Death Ray. It looks like it's going to be a big one as well. The counterspell coming out from Venruki. Vek, is he going to be able to get into range? The Frostbite proc. He uses his first aid, but he's scorched up a second scorch. No. The grenade will end it. The Mark of Resolution and the Skull of Impending Doom as well. As we see Vek open up with a big ambush making quick work of that ice barrier. Pops the Skull of Impending Doom right away, trying to get into range. The Frostbite proc. So unfortunate for Vec. How many times has it happened to him today? He's not going to be able to get into range of Venruki. This could be the end of the duel right here and right now. As Ven charges up and Max Ray Frostbolt is reflected by Vec, and the Scorch is reflected by Vec, and the second Frostbolt is reflected by Vec. The Frost Nova, though, Venruki forced to block. Immediately, Vec pops the Whipperoo Tuber. Is he going to get in range here? He's going to be able to get out here. He's going to be able to re-stealth here. Great reflex by Vec, but is it going to be enough for him? Rank 1 Frostbolt's coming out time and time again. The Frostbite, the third Frostbite in a row for Vec. So frustrating. After some great reflex there, he drops the duel. Both of these matchups, he still has an opportunity to win his mirror matchups tomorrow as well against Trickster. As we get started here, Grenade is resisted by Yabs off the bat. I Dared You popping the Shadow Reflector into the mana burn right away. Yabs already getting his mana chunked down a fair amount here. As I Dared You comes in with the Psychic Scream, he gets it into the mana burn as well. And the mana burn goes off, so Yab's now at 33% mana. Meanwhile, I Dared You sitting very, very healthy there at around 60%. Fear comes off. It does land. Is it going to break early? Doesn't look like it will, but look at Yabs' mana Octane. It's pretty much down to 0 at this point.
Yeah, we see the mana burns coming in from the Shadow Freeze. Brutal.
But he gets the greater heal off. Does I Dared You? Yabs trying to recover there in the corner. Gets a couple of bandage sticks off. But there's the Shadow Word Pain being reapplied. Not before 3 bandage sticks, however. So Yabs is sitting really pretty right now. He's got the life tap to fall on as well if he needs some mana. So he'll fall back on that as I Dared You is the one looking in trouble here. He gets the Whipperoo Tuber heal off as he gets spell locked. He's going for the flash heal now, breaks out of shadow form for this and eats a lot of mana for this and gets feared, not in time to get a Psychic Scream off. So this could be the end of I Dared You here as the Curse of Agony and the Immolate come off, goes for the flash heal yet again. The Nightfall proc comes out from Yabs, and now Yabs, another fear. But I Dared You with a little bit mana left. Can he get the Psychic Scream? The double Psychic Scream he does, but with the Dragonling all over him, with the dots ticking him down, with the grenade resisting, I Dared You falls. Yet, and miracles can and often happen when it comes to competitive competition stuff. But we start off here with the fear coming out from Yabs. And it's a big fear. Great RNG in the favor of Yabs there. The Immolate, though, does come off onto I Dared You. Now the Psychic Scream, he catches both the Pet and the Warlock. He gets the Mana Burn as well. It's slightly outranged. The Battle Chicken's pushback, preventing I Dared You from getting the Mana Burn there and costing him 4 seconds of downtime as he pops the Whipperoo Tuber yet again. But the fear onto I Dared You. We've seen this story. We saw it just now. It looks like it's happening all over again as I Dared You is trying to wake up from this nightmare. Reapplying his Power Word Shield, not quite yet. The Psychic Scream, it's resisted by Yabs. So I Dared You eats yet another fear, another application of dots, and he's in huge trouble. Going for the Mana Burn as Yabs life taps there. Forced to life tap again if he needs to. Instead, just going for the wands as I Dared You is able to bounce back here a little bit. Drops Shadow Form for the Flash Heal, but he's not done quite yet. Lands the grenade, but again, another full duration fear onto I Dared You. I want to see Yabs try to recover here if possible. He's trying to press his advantage here, but he's out of mana. And a couple of first aid bandage takes end up going off for I Dared You. And now it's Yabs who's in trouble. The momentum has shifted, I should say. And with the Mind Blast, I Dared You takes Yabs down and keeps his championship hopes alive. And that is the final battle of nature. Sodapoppin returns to the field to close out this evening against Titan Frost, two of the most exciting and dynamic players of the tournament thus far. Rooting for both of these competitors. We'll see if Titan Frost is able to finish out the day strong. Sodapoppin, though, no mercy whatsoever. As Titan goes to heal through these roots, they break off a little bit early. Pops on his Lightning Shield. And is looking to close the gap, hoping for a big Wind Fury crit. Sodapoppin looks to gain distance. The grenade there is either whiffed or resisted. That might have been a whiff there by Titan Frost, as he predicted Soda would go left. Instead, he went right. And the net comes off from Sodapoppin there with no root break. Titan Frost has to be careful here, Oxane.
He does have to be careful, and you see he completely swapped out his Hand of Rag for the Lava Dredger for the extra MP5 and Int, but he gets the closure here on Sodapoppin. Big damage from Titan Frost, but he ends up popping the NS, and it looks like AGM as well, so he is able to recover here from that big damage there from Titan Frost.
See if Titan Frost gets in range for the Purge. He purges off the AGM, looking to close the gap yet again, gets the Frost Shock off. It's immediately shifted by Sodapoppin, who's trying to keep his distance. He doesn't want to get smacked down. He doesn't want to be on somebody else's highlight reel. As Titan Frost goes for the recovery, once again, roots go down. Insect Swarm as well. There's the grounding totem down from Titan Frost. Sodapoppin hitting it with a rank 1 Moonfire. And starts dispensing those wraths as Titan Frost is forced to get rid of a lot of his mana. He goes for the Mithril Dragonling, takes it down with a single Wind Fury. So Titan Frost in a pretty good position here. He can bandage back up if he wants to, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. No, he goes for the recovery. Good play there by Titan Frost, recognizing he doesn't have dots ticking. There's nothing, there's no rush for him. All he needs to do is to get in range, potentially get 1 Wind Fury off. The grenade does not land for him this second time as well. So I'm not sure if he's able to close the gap. He gets the Earthbind Totem down. Sodapoppin, though, makes quick work of it and looks to take up Titan Frost in bear form. Gets the War Stomp onto Titan Frost. Breaks away. Titan now creeping very low on mana here.
It looks like he's just going to try to get out of range for the reset, but doesn't get it off. Gets 1 tick of bandage. He's going back in on Sodapoppin, but the root, and it's not looking too good for Titan Frost here, but he'll keep getting these heals off.
Now approaching 20% mana is Titan Frost. After that Lightning Shield, things are looking pretty dire for him. He gets the Frost Shock off, but again, Sodapoppin so quick to shape out of it, taking advantage of the distance in this duel, resetting when he needs to, keeping his mana up when he needs to. I feel like Sodapoppin is the only druid that uses bear form as effectively as he does to regen mana when he can, and he takes down Titan Frost there. I believe 6 p.m. British time or European time. I'm not sure. 6 p.m. I'm pretty sure European time. All of that begins tomorrow morning. You can catch it live here or on any of the competitors' POVs. But for now, we have our final duel of the day. Titan Frost versus Sodapoppin. I want to see Titan get in range for a big Wind Fury crit, Oxtane. I believe in this man. He's made duels so exciting to watch. He's had some amazing miracles today, over the course of the days. Does he get the grenade? He lands the grenade into the Storm Strike. No Wind Fury there for Titan Frost, but he might get another one as he resists the War Stomp. Great nade there to get Sodapoppin out of the Gnomish cloaking device. You can never count this guy out as he does get rooted here. No root break on Titan Frost. Instead, opting to go for the heals. And he'll recover back up. But just like that, in a split second, the momentum of this duel can change. And Titan Frost knows it. His boots are on cooldown. But he's trying to do what he can to get into range. He resists the entangling roots, gets the Frost Shock, immediately shifted by Sodapoppin, pops the Mammoth Ring. He's waiting for the shock to come off of cooldown. No, he opts for the Lesser Healing Wave instead. Frost Shock's off cooldown. The grenade is not resisted, so here come the entangling roots yet again. Sodapoppin hanging on to that 6 demon bag as he starts free casting these wraths, but Titan Frost gets a big crit on a heal. He's looking real healthy right now, but he's low on that mana. As he looks to get a first aid tick off, unfortunately immediately interrupted by the Moonfire and Insect Swarm. Now he's completely out of mana. Sodapoppin charging up the Starfire, looking to end this day in style, but so is Titan Frost as he gets some closure onto this druid who shifts into bear form, gets the bash off, and it's Sodapoppin who comes out on top. As we go over to the standings here, ladies and gentlemen, here are the current standings after the CDL weekend finale. Sodapoppin and Reverie Congratulations to both of you. You have both clinched a spot in the CDL Championships. As far as the Hunter bracket goes, we actually don't know yet. No one's officially clinched a spot. Bean will be going head-to-head with Stream Snipe tomorrow. If Stream Snipe takes both of those wins, Bean doesn't necessarily qualify just yet. So we have a bunch of shenanigans happening tomorrow in the Hunter bracket. In the Mage bracket, we have Zaryu officially clinching a spot in the championships. But as far as second place go, so many different things can happen there. You've got Venruki, you've got Zico, you've got Sagu, all of whom have mirror matches tomorrow. And depending on how those go, the momentum could shift either way. Trickster is your first Priest qualifier. Is that qualifier? Qualifier. I don't know. He's qualified. Congratulations to him. As far as Toes and I Dare You go, that has not been resolved just yet. We'll look forward to the mirror matches tomorrow. Congratulations to the Little Of Course, who has clinched a spot for the Rogues. Bobka, Valkor, and Vec will be looking forward to their mirror matches tomorrow, so we see how that gets resolved.
Yo, that was a big tease, bro. I was dancing and everything. You cannot stop the Boogie Wonderland like that. My God, but thank you. I appreciate that, of course.
No problem.
I gotta go.
Peace.